Are you taking your dog on holiday with you this year? Now we can finally go away. Loads of us are going to be taking our dogs with us, but that means that there's a lot more things to think about, to pack and to make sure we've got in place. So I've teamed up with my friends at Eurocamp to bring you my top tips and tricks to make sure that everybody has a fabulous time while you're away. Okay, first things first, you probably know this already, but it really is worth repeating. Now we have left the EU, pet passports are out and animal health certificates are in. These need to be issued within 10 days of you travelling and are valid for 4 months of travel within the EU, but you will need to speak to your vet well in advance of that to make sure that they are able to complete one for you. And while you're at your vets, ask them what parasite protection they would recommend for your dog while you are away. Obviously, we all know about the need for them to be tapeworm treated before they come back to the UK, but the EU has quite a few different parasites and different diseases that we don't have in the UK, and it's really important to protect our pets against, and what you will need will vary on where you are going. So pick your vet's brains while you're there. Number 2, how is your dog going to travel? It is a legal requirement that they are safely and securely restrained in the car. They can go in the boot like this or have their own doggy seatbelt like this. But don't forget that the car will probably be packed with a lot of other things as well, so they might end up in a different place to where they would travel normally. And it's really important that, especially if they do go in the boot, you pay close attention to the temperatures in there. On a hot day with the sun beating in through the window, aircon doesn't always get to the back of our cars very well. They might start to get a little bit hot, so it's really important you keep a check on that. They definitely won't overheat if they travel like this, and it does look like a lot of fun, but it absolutely is not allowed. Okay, let's think about the kind of thing you're going to need to pack for them. But first of all, did you know what you can't pack? And that is their food. If you are going to France, you are not allowed to import meat or meat derivative products, and that includes pet food. The good news is, though, is that most of the pet foods we have in the UK are easily available in the EU as well. So just make a note of the closest supermarket to the port and swing by and buy your dog their dinner before you carry on driving. And of course, all Eurocamp parks will have a shop on site that will stock dog food and lots of other yummy things for your pet. But as well as thinking about what you're going to feed them, I'd also really like you to think about how you're going to feed them. Some dogs might find being in a new space a little bit anxiety inducing, and actually licking and chewing behaviour can really help them to relax, and it will keep them busy on those lovely balmy evenings when you're sitting down with a drink. So taking something like a Kong or a licky mat that you can stuff with food or spread with paste is a brilliant idea. Obviously, to travel, your dog will need a working microchip, but my top tip is to check the database that it is registered to and make sure it is available 24/7 and from different countries. So if the worst comes to the worst and they do get lost, they will be able to be scanned and you will be able to be contacted. And it might be worth considering adding an extra tag to their collar with details of where you are staying as well. Obviously, I can't cover absolutely everything you need to remember and you need to pack when you take your dog on holiday, but I hope you found this video helpful, and there's loads more advice on the Eurocamp website if you need it. But my one final tip is, don't forget the poo bags.